Good evening, yarnies. You dirty hookers out there, and all of you cool cats. I can't speak. Words are hard. How are you all this evening? And hey there, Dan. Thank you for all the emotes and Lumberjack Lady. And hey, Clemiko. No, it's okay with the emotes. I don't know how to do the emotes. I'm not an emote person. I've seen them in other people's streams. Let me turn this music down a little bit because this track's a little bit loud. No, go right ahead. Again, I'm very new to emotes. I guess I'm old and don't really understand all this newfangled stuff. But definitely, keep it up. Hope everybody's doing well tonight. Let me move my things around. Okay, that track is very loud, even for me. Okay. So are we ready for some vintage throwback patterns? I know I am. Again, words. Words. Wait a minute. Is my chat? Oh, there we go. There we go. My chat wouldn't scroll. Alrighty, so let's get right into it. We don't waste time here in this channel. So this is our Throwback Thursday. We're going to do our edging pattern. We're changing it up this for now on. Instead of Grammy picking one, I have a newfangled high-tech gadget where I've got this. Hey there, Blue Raven. How are you? I know I saw you in Upcycly's channel this morning. We got a new to me, brand new gadget thing. I've seen it in other people's streams or people's YouTube channels or whatever. It's a random picker thing. It'll pick something at random. So what I did is I went through the book. I did not really look at all the patterns. I briefly glanced at them, but I didn't read every little stitch. And I got the pattern numbers. They have numbers, not names. And I made a list, and I put them into the thing. So now it'll automatically, when I click the little thing, it'll pick it, and it will remove it after we're done. So we'll count down all of the ones we've done. Again, we're working from a pattern book from 1945. This is by Coates and Clark. Their company's still around. They still make thread, as far as I know. It's book number 218, and it's from 1945. It's 100 edgings. There are some knit ones in here. I did omit the knit ones because I can't knit. So we already did 2 of these. So we have 89 left. So a little less than 100. Dan says, I'm good, just got home from the day program. Random number generator. Yes. Kind of, yeah. It's actually a wheel, so I figured it out. I'm learning all the Twitch stuff. Before we get into this, I'm going to show and tell. I'm not sponsored. I have no affiliation with them. Well, I used to have affiliation. Used to be employed by them. Oh! Thank you for the sub, Norfairy, and hey there, Norfairy. So, I went to Michael's. I'm part of their rewards program, so the more you spend, the more you get. So you get basically free money. So I had like $15 in rewards, and I was running low on crochet thread in white. I have all the other colors. I got variegated, and I got some off-white, but I don't have that much white. So I ended up buying. This is just the haul, the small haul. 3 balls, or whatever you call them, of white. Yes, thank you, Clemiko, Norfairy. They make donations to my points, meaning they use my phone number, okay? They use my phone number when they make a purchase, and then all of their purchases end up accumulating to my account. So, again, thank you. So I got more white because I'm going to use white probably the most. They had some really cool colors. They had some reds. They had some really this like pale purple that I was thinking about getting. They had a dark purple. They only had one variegated. It was like a pastels, all different colors. Not really a rainbow, but it was kind of multicolors. I think the other one that they had on the shelf, but they didn't have any. They had a spot for it. Was, and I don't know. I think Aunt Lydia's, if I'm not mistaken, is owned by Yarnspirations, the same company that owns Red Heart, because they had a colorway of this called Mexicana. And if you're familiar with Mexicana Red Heart yarn, it is bright rainbow colors, which personally I don't really like that colorway. But they had this, but they didn't have any in stock, which I wouldn't have gotten it anyway. But they had a whole bunch of them. So I'm stocked up for some of that. So let's get right into it. So we're going to pull up my wheel. I've got a wheel. Let me move the book out of the way. Now, there's a lot of numbers on the screen. You're not going to be able to see them. Forgot to write down this morning who was going to show me to the magic circle. Was it you or someone else? Yes, it was me. We'll get to that in a second. I've been watching too much of RuPaul's Drag Race. North Fairy was just singing Cher. Okay. I know North Fairy in person, and that's kind of scary. But, hey. Alrighty, I gotta get... Before we get into it, I was not prepared. I need to get a piece of paper. Let me get my notepad here. We're gonna have a little bit of a problem. Okay, good. So I need a notepad to write down the pattern we're gonna choose so I remember it, because I'm gonna get to talking and forget. I haven't forgot about you, Blue Raven. We're gonna pick the pattern. Gonna pick what pattern we're gonna make tonight. I'll write it down, and then we'll do a quick demo on the magic circle or the magic ring, because Blue Raven had issues with it previously. I was in Upcycly's channel this morning, and they said that they had some issues with the magic circle. So let's get this done, and then we will transition over to that. So this is our first random one. I'm excited. Let's see if we can get this to work. So we're going to click the thing, and it's going to spin, and it's going to tell me which one we're going to do. Suspense is killing me. Not really. Okay, the winner is pattern number 8255. I know that means nothing to you. That just tells me which pattern in the book we will do. So we're going to remove that so we won't get that in the future. Alrighty. So let's do the magic ring, the magic circle, not magic mushrooms, and not the magic school bus, but the magic ring. Okay. You know what? I feel interactive today. So I'm going to give you all a choice. Actually, we're going to give Blue Raven the choice of what color to use. I'm not going to use the dark ones. We're not going to use that. We're not going to use that, because you won't be able to see the dark ones on screen. So these are our colors of yarn. Which one do you want me to demonstrate the magic ring? Any of them work because they're bright. And you'll be able to see what is going on. Yellow. Good choice. Good choice. Alrighty. I'm going to zoom in as much as I can without it being too blurry. Okay. For the magic ring, before we do the magic ring, when you form the ring, you can put whatever stitches you want into the magic ring. So let's say your pattern calls for X amount of single crochets. You can do single crochets in the magic ring. You can do doubles, you can do half doubles, you can do triple, you can do whatever you want in there. You can even mix them up depending on the pattern. Usually it's all going to be the same stitch, either singles, doubles, or whatever, into the magic ring. So you'll be able to see what I'm doing. I'm going to do double crochets, but keep in mind, you can do singles, you can do whatever. So we're going to do 12 double crochets into the magic ring. So this is the way I do it. There are different ways of doing it, of starting it. It's all going to end up in the same configuration, but starting out, this is the way I start it. So I lay my hand, and I put my tail in my hand. Yes, on this channel, us dirty hookers put our tails in our hands. So you're going to put it in your hand. You're going to wrap it around your first two fingers and form an X. I'm going to take my thumb and put it where the X crosses and rotate my hand. And at the same time, I'm going to put the strand on the back of my fingers. So there's our first one, and there's our second one. Take your hook, you're going to go under the first and over the second. So we're going under the first, over the second. And what I'm going to do, and again, the whole time, I got my thumb on the cross, on the X. And I got my finger, my ring finger, holding this. It doesn't really matter too much, but a little bit of tension just so it's not too floppy. You don't want your strand or your tail to be floppy. So you're going to put your hook under your first strand, over your second. So you're going to grab it with the hook and pull it. And at the same time, when I pull it, I'm going to turn the hook up. So I don't know if you can see. Turn the hook. So the hook is completely wrapped around. Well, the string is wrapped around the hook. And then carefully with my hook hand, I'm going to hold where this all meets and all of these strands here. Hold that as I remove my fingers. So now I can let go and just lay it here real gently. And then I'm going to get my yarn, my working yarn from the ball and hold it like this. Get your tension the way you do. And I'm just going to put my fingers, my thumb and my middle finger here on all these strands. And I'm going to cinch it up. And I'm going to chain 1 and then 2. If I'm going to do doubles, normally I would have chained 3, but in this case I'm only going to chain 2, just so I can get some height. It does not really matter. Actually, no, we will chain 3. So that is going to count as our first double crochet. And we still have this ring. And you've got this strand here. See how it's kind of twisted on itself? I'm going to untwist it now. Because that first chain that we did kind of secures it. So if I pull this, it's going to cinch it in. We don't want to cinch it in right now because we need to work into the ring. So that chain of 3 counts as our first double crochet. We're going to want a total of 12 for this pattern. Your pattern might be different. Your pattern might call for a different number. In my case, I'm going to have 12. So there's 1. And I'm going to do 11 more double crochets into this ring. So you're going to form the double crochets like you normally would. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And as you go, if you notice you're running your tail here, if you're running out of room on your tail, you can slowly pull that in. Don't close it all the way up. You can pull it a little more to give you more room because you want this tail to stick out of your very last stitch. So I've got 6 there. I'm going to keep going. There's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Again, your number might be different than mine. This is just a sample. So I've got my 12 stitches. And I got this big ring, and I've got the tail. So now we're going to pull the tail, and I'm going to pull it most of the way shut. I'm not going to pull it all the way shut right now. I'm going to leave a decent size opening in the center. And now, since we have 12 stitches, we're going to find our very first chain of 3 that we did. You're going to find the 3rd chain up. Remember that chain 3 counts as a double crochet because it's basically the same height as a double crochet. So you're going to find the 3rd chain. So the first one's down here, 1, 2, 3. It's easy if you can find the full stitch, the full actual double crochet. And my camera's a little, not really clear, but you can see that's the stitch right there. And then that would be the first full stitch. But if you go one to the right, again, I'm right-handed. So one previous is your chain of 3. You're going to slip stitch into that very top chain. So you're going to slip stitch into the top chain. And my stitches, I'm a tight hooker. So my stitches tend to be a little on the snug side. So I'm going to slip stitch into that stitch. Okay? And yes, in my sample here, these stitches are open a little bit, but that's because I'm pulling on it and I haven't tightened up the center fully yet. Usually, I don't tighten the center until I get a couple more rounds or square turns around. So if you're going to go, you're going to make it, eventually make it into a square, circle, whatever. So I usually would wait maybe 2 more. Sometimes I don't do it until the very end. But let's just say I've got more rounds, and the reason I don't do it right now, it doesn't really have a lot of fabric here for me to hold on to pull. So that's usually why I wait till I get a few more rounds. So just imagine I've got more on there. You can do it now, but you want to hold your fabric. I flipped over. I flipped to the back where our tail is, and you're going to hold close to the center there. You're going to hold these stitches. This is the base of the stitches. This is where the ring is. And you're going to hold firmly, and you're going to pull real snug. If you have very thin yarn, fragile yarn, like a roving yarn, I wouldn't pull too hard. I'm using cotton. Cotton's pretty strong, so I can pull real hard. Again, don't pull too hard that your yarn's gonna snap. And you're gonna pull it snug. Your ring will be closed. And hopefully it'll be flat. Now, if you have problems, and I think Blue Raven had the issue with it not being flat, practice. Practice, practice, practice. I would recommend getting some scrap yarn. I would even recommend if you have any cotton yarn, just a little scrap of it, a small scrap ball, and just practice and practice and practice, because with cotton, you could do it, frog it, keep doing it over and over and over again, and it's not really going to destroy the yarn as much, because it's a durable yarn. You're starting to curl up on itself. Again, it's going to take practice, and the other thing is, watch your tension. So that, again, that's all going to come with practice and time. That's not something I can't teach tension, because each person is different. So hopefully that made sense. If it's curling up, the sides tension, maybe there's too many stitches going in there. But even then, you can have as many stitches as you want. Was it curling up after one round or further out? Oh, hey there, Fairy Dust. It happens to me too. I have to make the tail super long, then trim it later. Yeah, that might be a suggestion too, to make your tail that you pull really long. And it's just with anything. Practice, practice, practice. When I first started crocheting, oh, it was horrible. It was a mess. It was a hideous mess. And it took me a few years to get the magic ring down. So it wasn't something I got immediately. You're on stream tomorrow. I'll try again. Mine started to curl after row 2 or 3. Okay. Okay. Were you making a circle? Also, you can pull it super tight after you work a few rows. Exactly. Yeah, exactly, Claymiko. If you have a few rows down, you can pull it tight. Okay, you're making a circle. Okay. This might be what was going on. Now, I don't know if you were following a pattern, but the way I do a circle... Let me set this down for a second. The way I do a circle, it's math. And I know this is an art. This is a creative thing. Okay, Claymiko. I know it's an art and it's a creative thing, and we don't like the math word. Same thing, we don't like gauge because that involves math. But the way I look at it for a circle, if you want a circle, my base round is your base number. So I have 12 here. So my next round, I need to double it because it's round 2. So my next round, I'm going to take my base and double it. So I'm going to have 12. Doubled would be 24. So for our next round, each of these 12 stitches, and again, your base could be different. It could be 6, 7, 8, 10, whatever number you want. So whatever your base is, I'm going to double it. So the next round, each stitch, so there's a stitch right here. In that stitch, I'm going to put 2 stitches. In the next stitch, put 2 stitches. Same thing. So instead of doing 12 stitches, I'm going to be doing 24. Let me turn this music down a little bit. And I'll show you real quick if I can get this done quick. Oh, I didn't chain. Let me chain up. So that's going to count as a double crochet, but I'm not going to count this right now. The way I count it, that chain will be the last stitch. Bear with me and I'll show you. So the very next stitch here, we'll get 2 double crochets. 1 and 2. The next stitch will get 2. 1, 2, and so on. And again, I'm doing doubles. You could do whatever stitch you need. The math will still work out. Whatever, you're just doubling your base count. And again, this only applies if you're doing a perfect circle. Ovals are different. Any other forms are different. It's because a circle is equidistant all the way around from the center point. Geometry. Math. So all I'm doing is each stitch is getting 2 stitches. Oops. Do that stitch. Work my way around. You can count your stitches, which I will do here in a second, to make certain your math, and I would recommend a count to make certain your math is working out. So you do have double amounts. We had 12 in the beginning, we should have 24. So there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 23. We need one more. So that's why I said this chain here when we started is technically the last one that I count. It's the first one we do, but it's the last one that I count. You can count it however you want. The main thing is to have the same number of the right number of stitches. So, and I know there's a gap here. It has to do with the yarn because the yarn is kind of open and loose, but that's the reason I chose my cotton yarn is to show. So then that is the second of our double of this grouping, because remember, each stitch gets 2. So I did 2 in this one. Now I'm only going to do 1 because the second one's already there. So there's there's 1 and 2. Now I got to join the 2. And again, we're going to slip stitch into the top of the chain of that chain. And now we have 24 stitches in that second round. Now for round 3, we're going to add 12 stitches. You're always going to add your base number. So 24 plus 12 is what, 36? To do that evenly, I'm going to chain up 3 because we need our height. And again, this will count as our very last one that we count. To do this evenly, the next stitch gets 1. The very next stitch gets 2. We're increasing here. Every time we increase, you put 2 stitches into 1 stitch is an increase. Every time you increase, you're easing that 12. You're going to put 12 stitches in evenly all the way around. So forget about your chain here. So there's 3, 1 by itself, 2 in the next. 1 by itself, 2 in the next. 1 by itself, 2 in the next. If I can do a double, let me get enough slack out. 1 by itself, 2 in the next stitch. 1 by itself, 2 in the next. 1 by itself, 2 in the next. Again, every time I do 2 together in a stitch, we're doing the increase and we're gradually easing those extra 12 stitches into the round. 1 in the next one, the very next one gets 2. 1 and 2. One in that one, the next one gets 2. Whoops. If I can do the stitch, 1 and 2. And in my hand, it is going to curl. But once we get the round done, it should lay flat. 1 in the first, the next one gets 2. 1 and 2. 1 in the first, the next one gets 2. 1 in the first. The next one gets 2, but again, we didn't count our first chain as our first stitch. We did it, we didn't count it as our first. So that's our last. So all we need to do is one more. And before I finish this off, I'm going to count all of mine. So we should have 36, because again, 12 in the first, 24 in the next, 36. If you increase by more than the base, you will end up with roughly bits. Exactly, Fairy Dust. Thank you. So I'm going to count. So I'm going to count my chain one as number 1. I'm going to work way around, just so I'm grouping these together. So again, we were doing 1 in a stitch by itself, and then the next, there'll be 2 together. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6. You can see how this stitch is by itself, and these 2 are in a different stitch. That's an increase. So there's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Again, we didn't count this one at the end. We counted it when we first were counting backwards. Hopefully that's not too confusing for you. The main takeaway is, and I'm just going to slip stitch to join this. The main takeaway is whatever your base number is, keep adding it per row. So multiplication, times tables. God, I'm old. Do they even still teach times tables? Round 1 is 12. 12 times 1 is 12. Round 2, 12 times 2, we have 24 stitches. 12 times 3 is 36, and so on and so on. The way that you would do the next row, you chain up, and in your first stitch you do 1, the next stitch you do 1, and in the third you do an increase. An increase means there'll be 2 in a stitch. So every time you increase, you're gradually adding those 12 stitches 1 at a time around the clock face. Hopefully that makes sense, because if you end up putting too many stitches in, there's not enough room for the stitches to lay flat, and they'll get wavy and ruffly. Let me check something real quick. But again, practice, 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 and count your stitches. Make certain you're adding your base or each time, not doubling it. Because if we would have doubled on this third row, we'd have 48 stitches. Because the previous row had 24, you put 48. There's not going to be enough room. Hopefully I answered your question. And like I said, practice. Again, it took me a while to figure it out. Yes, you will get the wave effect, because again, you're putting too many stitches into a space where there's not enough room for it. So like I said, when I was working on it, it was curling, but now that I'm done, it's pretty flat. Now, if you want the curved effect, that's fine too. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're going for flat, then count. Alrighty. Still figuring it out, and you make, she makes wonderful bags. If anybody is interested, join the Discord if you want. The command is !Discord. Claymiko has been posting for a while now a bunch of her bags that she has made up, and she makes them up on the spot. She doesn't have a pattern. She doesn't write it down. She just starts stitching and comes up with stuff. She just recently posted, and I'm going to show it real quick on stream. Let me get, where did the thing? I need a new Not a new, yeah. I gotta get the thing in the thing. She just recently posted a bag. It's like more kind of like a drawstring purse type thing. You make it a little bit bigger. It's gorgeous. I love it. So definitely check out the Discord for a bunch of the things that all of us post, not just Claymiko. Okay. So let's go into what we were planning for tonight. So we did our little random picker thing, and it chose pattern number 8255. I gotta look in the book even to see what page it's on. They're not in order. Let me check something. Okay. 8255. So let's go and look. We're going to see. Not on those. I have a question for you. Do you know if an easy way to pull through the first loop? First loop for a what? What's an HBHDC? HBHDC? I'm not familiar with that stitch. I couldn't get it in one fluid motion. Oh, herringbone half double crochet. Oh, okay. The only time I've done the herringbone half double crochet is in that sock pattern. And I don't remember, it's been a while since I've done that stitch. How do you know easy way to pull through the first loop? If I remember correctly, I think what Lumberjack's lady said slightly pause and adjust your grip. Yeah. Again, it's been a while since I've done that stitch. Yeah, I think that would probably be the best way to do it. I'd have to practice again. Again, it's something I'm not that experienced in. Words. 8255. 8255 is here. It's a 4-row. Oh, it's a 5-row. It's a 5-row repeat. So it's not that long. It's decent. Oh, and it's right here. So let's see. It's this one here. So it's open and lacy. It looks like a lot of trebles. Looks like trebles to me. So it's like a netting type thing. So that's the one we're going to do tonight. Let me set up my thing. I got to get some light. No, this is not chosen by Grammy. This is chosen by... Let me move this. It was chosen by the wheel. We've gotten a little high tech. So I got a little wheel thing. So eventually we're going to get through all of the crocheted edgings in this book. Some of them are very small. There may be like a 2 or 3 row. So if that happens and we get that, we'll just have to spin again in the same stream. Okay. Let me... turn my volume down a little. Next time I should try to find a claw machine visual. Okay. Wouldn't it have been more fun to spin Grammy and oh no. No, 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 no. No, it would not be more fun to spin Grammy and see which number she pointed to. No, we do not need Grammy spinning around. That is not a good idea. Y'all are funny. Let me read the first row. The first row says chain 11, double crochet in the 5th chain from the hook, chain 16, repeat from the double crochet in the 5th chain. For the length desired, ending with double crochet. Okay. At least this pattern doesn't say chain for the desired length that you want, because a lot of them in this book say that. So chain 11. So let's do what they say. Wrong hook. I don't think we're going to use that. We need to use the little hook. Yeah, fairy dust. You're funny if you want to spin Grammy around. All right. So we're going to chain 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, hey there, Andrew. How are you? Welcome to the stream. Oops. I'm giving a shout out to Andrew. He is also a fellow Yarny. He, on his stream, he's working on this, is it an asteria? I forgot how to pronounce it. This pattern. It's gorgeous. It's this doily wall. I guess you can use as a wall, as a piece of art. It's like this fractal looking flower type thing. Yeah, definitely check out his stream. And the color he's using is this red variegated. You finished your last stream. Oh yeah, 50 hours and 13 streams in the making. Yeah, definitely check his stream out. I just recently found him the other night. And welcome. Okay, if anybody's crocheting along and if they want to know, this is our Throwback Thursday stream. I pick a random pattern out of this book from 1945. A random picker chose this pattern, so I'm just starting it now. This book you can find all over eBay and the internet, so it's widely available, even though it's from however many decades ago. So we've chained 11, and we're going to double crochet in the 5th chain from the hook. Okay. Yes, we do like edgings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in the 5th from the hook, we're doing a double, whoopsies. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to do a double crochet. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. So I did a double crochet. The 5th from the hook. So we chained 11, 5th from the hook, do a double crochet. Chain 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. My mind went to a bad place. Go straight to the naughty corner. It's all good. You know this is 18 plus. We are the dirty hookers here. Okay, so we chained 11. 5th from the hook, we did a double crochet. Chain 16. 5th from the hook, How is this going to work out? Is it going to be twisted? This is a weird pattern. Would it make that pun in other strings? No, it's all good. Fifth from the hook, do a double crochet. So if you're crocheting along, we chained 11, fifth from the hook, did a double, chain 16. Now fifth from the hook, do a double. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then chain 16. So we're making this like almost like a picot type thing. But I'm afraid it's all my chain's gonna get all twisted. Because this is an odd pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Chain work feels bad. Yeah, working into the chain is a pain. That I didn't mean to rhyme that. But that's what a lot of these edging patterns are. There's lots of chains. Chain 16, fifth from the hook, 2, 3, 4, 5, and do a double crochet. What size hook? This is a 2.75 millimeter hook. It's actually a little bit larger than the recommended for this thread. I'm using a size 10 crochet cotton. What do they usually recommend? They recommend, and this is a lace weight thread. They recommend a 1.5 millimeter, and I'm using a 2.75. So this is larger than what they recommend. Okay, so that's the repeat. So if you're crocheting along, I first chained 11. Fifth from the hook, did a double crochet, chain 16. Fifth from the hook, did a double, chain 16. Fifth from the hook, do the double. So make it as long as you need. Go big or go home. No, I don't got my, I don't know what the largest size I have. Q, maybe? So you're going to keep going until it says you keep going on this to the desired length. You're going to end with a double crochet. The problem with watching crochet streams is that it makes me want to crochet, which then takes away my full attention. Yes, I feel the same way. Even cross-stitching streams, a lot of the other makers and crafters that I watch, I'm watching and it's like, oh, I want to make that. I want to do that. I want to do that. I want to make everything. Oh, I want one of those wooden crochet hooks that's the diameter of a tent pole. Yeah. I usually don't use the really larger hooks and the larger yarns. I'm not a fan. A size 5, a chunky yarn, is about as large as I like. I mean, it'd be kind of cool to do it maybe once or twice, but I usually like the more medium to the real fine, as we can see here tonight. So I'm going to do one more repeat, I guess. I'm going to chain 16, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Now we're going to fifth chain from the hook. We're going to do a double. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Even on this blanket is 282 stitches. Watching streams help and not feel like it takes eight months to complete a row. That I agree with that. I'm watching somebody work on something kind of helps give me motivation to do stuff. When I started, I used a lot of blanket yarn and thought it was easier than regular worsted acrylic. It was really only because blanket yarn hid my mistakes more easily. Yes. Now, I haven't used yarn that weight in years. Yes. A lot of that blanket, fluffier, thicker yarn, you hide your mistakes easily. So, I've got the length that I want. I did 1, 2, 3, 4 of these little double crochet things. You get the length that you want, you're going to chain 10, according to this pattern. Again, I've never made this before. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So this is what we have here. This looks like a hot mess to me. So that's row number 1. Let me get a little drinky drink. Okay. Claymiko said she was crocheting along. Are we ready to go? Or if anybody else also too, if they're crocheting along, are we ready to go to the next row? Taking a hot break from the fine weight yarn I use for the exterior though. Only worsted weight for the foreseeable future. Definitely. Definitely have my mindless and mindful projects I choose wisely. Yeah, love those mindless projects. You're with me, Claymiko? Okay. Row number 2. In the next chain 4. Wait a minute. Wait. Second row. In the next chain 4 loop. Are they talking about the double crochet? Okay. I'm gonna read the entire row, and then we will try to make sense of it. Again, we're doing a almost 80-year-old pattern. In the next chain 4 loop, make a triple crochet. And these are modern terms. So a triple means a triple. A double means a double. You don't have to translate any of that. The next chain 4 loop, which I don't have a chain 4 loop. Okay, wait. Let me go back to the. Okay. So end with a double crochet. So that's. Oh, that is okay. I guess that is the loop. For the length desired, chain 10 and turn. And we're going to have an add starting here. Okay. Next chain 4 loop, make a triple crochet, chain 1, and triple. 6 times. So it's a triple, chain 1, triple. You do that 6 times. I'm going to wait for the add. When the add is done, then we will go through this again because I need to make sense of all of this, and I don't want it to be disjointed because of the ad break. So I will be back after this ad. Welcome back, Yarnies, Dirty Hookers, and Cool Cats. Thank you for sitting through the ad break. It really helps my channel. While we were at ad, I figured out how to do row number 2. So, if you're following along, this is a loop of 4 chains, because remember, we skipped 5, and, we skipped 5 chains and did a double, so that makes a loop of 4. Okay. Oh, in the 5th chain, yeah. So we skipped 4 and in the 5th. Okay, that makes a loop of 4. Duh. All right. So in the loop, so in this little loopy here, and I guess it's gonna be twisted, I'm assuming. I don't think that matters. So in your loop that you made, you're gonna do a triple. So again, a triple is you wrap twice, go in, bring up a strand. Bring up the strand, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, and yarn over through 2. So you do a triple, and now you're going to chain 1 and triple 6 times. So you're going to have a total of 7 triples, each separated by a chain 1. So there's our 1. So our repeat is chain 1, do a triple into that loop. So now we're going to chain 1 and do a triple. So we did it twice, because that first one just is our first triple. So our repeat is chain 1, triple, chain 1, triple. So we need to do 4 more. So chain 1 and triple. That was number 3. Chain 1 and triple. That's number 4. Chain 1 and triple. That's number 5. Chain 1 and, whoop, that's a double. We need to do a triple. And triple. If I'm going too fast for anybody that's crocheting along, let me know. So to start, again, when we ended, we had 10 chains. That was the end of the last row. In this first row, we're going to do a triple into the ring, chain 1 triple, and you do it 6 times. So we have a 7 triples separated by a chain 1 between each triple. So it makes like a fan. So now after we do that, after we do our last triple, we're going to chain 2, skip 5 chains, and in the 6th chain, we'll do a single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And your chain is probably going to be twisted, because when we were doing the first row, we just did our double into it and then kept going. So your chain might be twisted. So we're going to skip 5 and do, we chain 2, skip 5 and do a single. And now chain 2. And we're going to do the repeat. So you're going to start that over again. In your next ring, let me show that again. So after you do your fan, you're going to chain 2, skip 5 in the 6th one, do a single, chain 2. So it's after the fan is chain 2, skip 5, in the 6th one, do a single, and then chain 2. After you do that, you're going to do a triple into your next loop. And then you're going to do your chain 1 triple 6 times. So you have a total of the 7 triples separated by 1 chain. So far, this isn't that difficult. 2, that's 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Hopefully I'm not going too fast for anybody who's working along with me. So after you do your fan, chain 2, skip 5, 5, in the 6th one, do a single, and then chain 2, and repeat the fan. More of like an open, lacy fan. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When I'm counting 6, that is the number of the chain 1 triples, but we did start with a triple. We do our little fan, chain 2, get 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the 6th, do a single, chain 2, and then we're ready for the fan motif. I've got my last fan here. Again, I'm not doing a large or a long edging. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. If you're following along, hopefully yours looks like mine. Zoom out a little bit. What do we do at the end of this row? Because I'm at the end. Ending with chain 2, single crochet. Okay. So we're going to chain 2, single crochet in the 6th one. If we've got the wait. 2, 3, 4. Ending with chain 2, single crochet in the last chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that will be your 6th. So at the very end, you make your little fan, chain 2, and you're going to single crochet in your last chain, which was actually your very first chain you ever made on this project. Single crochet in that last chain. That's easy. And then chain 6 and turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and turn. You're good. Again, anybody else who's watching has questions, feel free to ask. You're not going to distract me too much from this. Or if you just want to lurk and watch and think he's crazy for using such fine thread and trying to decipher pattern from so long ago, that's okay too. So that was row number 2. This is a 5-row pattern. So row number 3, We're going to triple in the next triple, chain 1, and we do that 3 times. Triple in the next triple. Whoops. Triple in the next triple, so the very first triple here. Triple in the triple, chain 1, and you're going to do that 3 times. So that's 1, triple into the next triple, chain 1. We probably all figured out you're crazy. It's why we come back. Oh, yes. Some of you here have known that for many years, and some of you who were just recently came across me, you're learning now. Okay, so we tripled into the first triple, chain 1, triple in the next triple, chain 1, triple into the third triple, chain 1. So that's pretty easy. It's almost like a fillet. Almost. So triple in the first, triple, chain 1, triple in the next triple, chain 1, triple in the next triple, chain 1. In the very next triple, which would be the middle triple of our fan, into that middle triple, let me see. So are we still good, Clay Miko, from where we're at? Because I know you're following along. Triple in the first triple, chain 1. Triple in the next, chain 1. Triple in the next, chain 1. Okay, in the fourth triple, so your middle triple of your fan, we're going to triple chain 1 3 times. So you're into that stitch there. Whoops, not a double. Into that stitch, you're going to do a triple, chain 1. Into the same stitch, you're going to triple again, chain 1. And then into the very same stitch you've been working in, do another triple, chain 1. So you're doing like an increase, kind of. You're putting 3 triples in there, and there's chain 1s after each triple. And then what we're going to end up doing triple, chain 1. The next triple will get a triple and a chain 1. The next one after that gets a triple and a chain 1. And the very last triple gets a triple. Okay. So from what I can surmise, we chained up 6 here for our turning chain. Triple in the triple, chain 1, triple in the triple, chain 1, triple in the triple, chain 1. In the next triple, you do a triple, chain 1, triple, chain 1, triple, chain 1. And then the next 2 triples is a triple, chain 1, triple, chain 1. And then the very last one is just a triple. So you're forming this fan. I think that's the repeat. Yeah. So we're automatically going to go a triple into the next triple. We're going to skip over all of this stuff here in the middle. And you're going to do a triple into the triple of the next fan. Chain 1. Triple into the very next triple. Hey there, Sophie. How are you? How are you been? It's been a while. And then in the third one, do another triple, chain 1. So we do our 3, and then our very next triple gets triple chain 1, triple chain 1, triple chain 1. triple, chain one, into the very same stitch, triple, chain one, and then again in the very same stitch will be a triple and a chain one. Tired dealing with some stuff, going to move and pack things. Nice. Weren't you the one in Texas? If I remember correctly. Okay. So our first triple had a triple, chain one. The next triple had a triple, chain one. Third had a triple, chain one. The next triple from the row gets triple, chain one, triple, chain one, triple, chain one. And I'm going to be saying triple, chain one so many times I'm going to get tired. And now the next one gets a triple, chain one. The one after that gets a triple, chain one, and the very last triple gets a triple. So this row isn't too bad. You think you got this row, Clay Miko? I think I got this row. Triple, chain one. Triple, chain one. Triple, chain one. Yeah, we have to move like 10 minutes down the road because they're demolishing these housing communities, then rebuilding. Wow. Wow. So we have a week to move out and go down the road? Then we have to move to Georgia in November. So it's a lot. Oh, wow. I'm sorry that they have to demolish the houses. That's horrible. Hopefully everything's okay. But that sucks that you have to move now in a week, and then you're going to be moving in a few months from now. That really, really sucks. Moving is not fun. Ever. Okay. My next, I wouldn't even unpack. Yeah. Only unpack the essentials that you need. In my next one, I'm going to do a triple, chain one, in the same stitch, do another triple, chain one, and then also in the same stitch, one more triple, chain one. Everything is staying unpacked for the most part, yeah. In the next one, do a triple, chain one. Next one gets a triple, chain one, and the very last one gets a triple. I'm paying attention to chat. I'm just trying to move my project along at the same time. I'm one of those streamers that actually gets something done on stream, which there's nothing wrong with not getting it done, but heck, my last apartment I was in 6 years and still hadn't unpacked most of my stuff. Wow. Okay. I'm going to work on my last little fan here with all these triples and chain ones. Triple, chain one. The next triple gets a triple, and chain one. And the next triple gets a triple. And a chain one. This immediate next triple gets a triple, chain one 3 times. So a triple, chain one, and in the same stitch, another triple, chain one, and in the same stitch, one more triple, chain one. Have you looked into the QR code stickers that pair with an app. I use Argosy to keep track of my stash, but I have a feeling it would work well for your situation. Are you ready for the next row? Well, I haven't told you how to end the row, Clay Nico. No, you're fine. Yeah, I don't know about this QR code app to keep track of things. Are you talking about like yarn stash or like household stuff? Chain one, and then our last triple gets a triple. And at the end of this, I'm at the end, ending with a triple in the 8th stitch of the turning chain 10. Wow, okay. Let me just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow, all the way over there. That's weird. Hey, we're not doing that. Ending a triple in the 8th stitch of the 10 chain. Yeah, that's going to cause too much bunching. Because here we only, let's see what, let me go back here real quick. We chained 2 and chained up 6. Wait, no. We chained 2, single crochet, and then chain, so that's 8. I'm going to do it in the 6th stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. We're going to do a triple into the 6th. That's going to cause too much bunching. Aren't you due about the same time as Move to Georgia? Lumberjack Lady, both. A lot of companies advertise using them for packing moving. Basically, get a QR sticker and stick it on your box. When you document what's in the box via pictures and or words, then you can search the app or scan the sticker and find things. I use it for my yarn and fabric stash, as well as holiday decorations. Oh, that's cool. That's pretty cool. Okay. We're going to move on to row. Oh, when we get to the end here, you finish the row, you're going to chain 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 turning chains and turn. Well, I'm liking how this is turning out so far. Okay. Row number 4. I'm going to read the entire thing. Skip the next triple, which would be right here. Skip the triple. Triple in the next triple, chain 1 3 times. Okay, let's do that now. Okay, we're going to skip that. We're going to do a triple into the next triple. So skip that first triple. Let me just double check something. Wait, 1, 2. Yeah. Skip the first triple. Into the next triple. Does a triple. Chain 1 3 times. So into that same stitch, do another triple. Chain 1. And in this very same stitch you're working in, do another triple. Chain 1. So into the second triple of that row, of the previous row, do triple, chain 1, triple, chain 1, triple, chain 1. In the very next triple, we're going to do the same thing. So the very next triple we come to, do a triple crochet, chain 1, into the same triple, do another triple, chain 1, and in that same stitch, do another triple, chain 1. So we're going to do this triple chain 1 grouping of 3, not in the first triple of that row, but the second and third. So I'm skipping that one and going into the second and third. And I'm going to end, and I end with a chain because it's triple chain 1. Okay. Triple. We're going to triple into the next triple. Wait a minute. Wait. I'm trying to look at the picture. The picture don't look right. The picture don't look right. Wait a minute. Wait. Hold up. That is fine. That is fine. This don't look right. Triple X. Oh, okay. If you're following along, I messed up. Sorry, I'm going to cause everybody to frog. I was reading it completely wrong. Okay. We are going to triple into... We're going to skip our the first... Yes. We're going to skip that first triple of that fan. And in the second one, we are going to do a triple chain 1. So if you're following along, frog back to that. So we want to triple chain 1 into that triple. Okay. Then into the next triple, we're going to do a triple chain 1. And into the very next triple, do a triple chain 1. Thank God there was patterns, pictures, because I'm like, that's not looking right. So basically, we're going to do the same thing we did before, except we're going to start in the second triple of the previous row instead of that first one. So it's triple chain 1, and in the next triple chain 1, and then so on. Next one, triple chain 1. You're going to do 3 of those. The next one is the middle one. So the very middle one, in this one here, we will do, in this next one, we will do triple chain 1. In the same stitch, do a triple chain 1. And again, in that same stitch, do a triple chain 1. Yeah, the only time we're doing that triple chain 1 is in that middle right there. So the second triple of our fan gets a triple chain 1. The next stitch gets a triple chain 1. The next one gets a triple chain 1. And then that middle one, or the next one we come to, gets 3 of the triple chain 1s into that one stitch. Okay. The next one gets a triple chain 1, and then the next one gets a triple chain 1, and then the very next one just gets a triple. Yeah. Okay. So to recap, we're going to skip that first triple, which is right here. The second one, do triple chain 1. The next one, triple chain one. The next one, triple chain one. The middle one, the next one gets 3 all in the same thing, the triple chain one into that one stitch. And then the next 3 stitches, well, the next 2 gets a triple chain one, and then in this one here gets a triple. You know, it's kind of complicated. Hopefully that clears it up. And I think that's the repeat. Okay. Okay. So we're going to skip the next 2 triples. So these 2 triples here, the last triple of the previous row, the fan from the previous row, and the first from the next one, skip those 2. And we're going to skip the first 2 triples, and then the third triple, do a triple chain one. You were interrupted by the toddler. That's fine. And then the next one, we're going to do a triple chain one. And then the next one, do a triple chain one. The middle stitch here of our lacy fan gets triple chain one. It gets another triple chain one, and it gets one more triple chain one. The next 2 that we come to gets triple chain ones. I can figure out how to do the stitch. Triple chain one. The next one is a triple chain one, and this last one is just a triple. Let me check something real quick. All right, now we can keep going. Skip the next 2 triples, and in the third triple, I got this row down. I'm figuring this row. The next triple gets a triple chain one. The following triple gets a triple and a chain one. And this next triple gets a triple and a chain one. I'm getting tired of saying the word triple. If you ever said a word so many times, it kind of loses its meaning. It's kind of where I'm at right now. This next stitch gets triple chain one 3 times. Triple chain one. Another triple chain one. And then another triple chain one. Yes, like my daughter's name when she is misbehaving. She never misbehaves. I don't know what you're talking about. Triple chain one. Triple chain one. And then one more triple into this last one of that fan. And we're going to skip 2 of those stitches. I'm not going to say the number. The next one gets a triple chain one. Today she game booger butt at some point. This next one gets a triple chain one. And this following one gets a triple chain one. We're at the middle stitch. That's going to get 3 triple chain ones. There's 1. 2. And 3. Okay. Next 2 each get a triple. I'm doing doubles. I'm used to doing doubles. So I use doubles a lot. So the next two each get triple, chain one. This one gets a triple. And we're at the end of our row. And to end the row, we're going to put a triple in the fourth stitch of the turning chain. One. This pattern makes me realize how much I don't like that stitch. You don't like triples? I mean, I like triples. I don't use them as often. 1, 2, 3, 4. But that's the thing with a lot of the old lace and edging patterns. I'm going to end. Let me do the. I did my last triple, and I'm going to chain one and turn. A lot of the lace and edging patterns uses a lot of the lacier triple stitches and some of the other larger ones. It gives a lacy effect, and it also would show off the stitch work of the crocheter. So it's a decorative thing, but also can show off the skill of the person doing it. Yeah, it's very pretty. It's very open. I like it. So our last row, single crochet in the first triple. Okay, that's easy. And I know my music stopped, but that's fine. Single crochet in the first triple, chain three, 1, 2, 3, single crochet in the next triple, and we do this 5 times. So we're going to do the chain 3 single 5 times. So chain 3, single in the next triple. So that's 1. Chain 3, single in the next one. That's 2. Chain 3, single in the next one. That was 4, I think. Wait a minute. No. That was 3. Okay, that was 3. Three. Chain 3. Wait. I might be doing this wrong. Chain 3, single crochet. No, we're good. Chain 3, single crochet into the next triple. Do that 5 times. So that's 4. I gotta look back at my pattern real quick. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let me do a little bit of frogging just to be on the safe side. Okay. I got that's the first single crochet. No, I'm doing there is the first single crochet. Okay. Chain 3, single in the next triple. This is the complicated part, and it's all singles. Single, there. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Single into the next triple 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. single in the first triple. Then in parentheses, it's chain 3, single in the next triple. And then after that, it says 5 times. Then we have the asterisk. It says chain 3, single in the same place as the last single. Chain 3. Okay. Trying to look at the picture. Alrighty, we're going to keep doing that. This didn't look right. There's 1. 2 of those. 3. Why isn't that? Should end. The 5th one should end in the middle, and I'm at the middle, but I only have 4. Let me count the picture. 1, 2, 3, 4. Picture's weird looking. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if I like this row. And it should be one of the easiest. The right amount of stitches. There should be 3 in the middle, and then yeah, I got the right amount. Chain 3, single crochet in the same place as the last single. Okay, you know what? We're not going to do 5 times. We're going to do this little scalloped edges only 4. Because if not, it's going to be off. So we're going to chain 3 and do a single in the same space right there in the center. That'll bunch it up. Chain 3, single the next 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. I think their pattern might have been wrong. 1, 2, 3. And go to the next one and do a single. 1, 2, 3. The next one, do a single. And 1, 2, 3. The next one, do a single. Okay, for those of you that are following along either live or on the VOD, I did a single into the triple, chain 3, single in the next triple, single, chain 3, single in the next triple, chain 3, single in the next, chain 3, single in the next. When we got to the middle stitch here, I chained 3 and did a single into the same stitch here in the center, and that forms this little smaller, tighter loop. And I did the same thing 3 more times. So 1, 2, 3. What happens when we get to chain 3, skip the next triple? I have 2 triples here. Let's chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Skip the triple. Single crochet between the scallops. Okay, in this. Okay, there we go. Single crochet. Chain 3. Skip that triple. And do this 3 more times. Okay, so we're going to skip this treble, and in the next treble do a single crochet, and then chain 3. The next treble, we'll do a single crochet, chain 3, and in the next one, do a single. I think I got it. Chain 3, skipping, single crochet in the next treble. Okay, I got to do one more. Chain 3, go into that center stitch, because that stitch right there is the middle of our scallop. And then chain 3 and do a single into that same stitch one more time, and then repeat this. 1, 2, 3, go into the next treble, do a single. 1, 2, 2, 3, go into the next treble and do a single. And chain 3, go in between the two triples and do a single. Chain 3, skip that treble, and into the next treble do a single. I think this is the way it's supposed to look. Chain 3, the next one gets a single. Chain 3, the next one gets a single. Chain 3, and this one gets a single. Now we're at the middle again. I'm going to chain up 3 and do a single into that same stitch. Three, go into the next treble and do a single. 1, 2, 3. The next treble gets a single. 1, 2, 3. And the next treble gets a single. Hopefully I'm doing this right. Chain 3. Skip the treble, and in between those triples, do a single. Chain 3, skip that treble, and in the following one, do a single. 1, 2, 3. Single into the next. Next. 1, 2, 3. Single into the next. 1, 2, 3. We're at the middle. We're going to single into the middle stitch. And then in that middle stitch, we're going to do chain 3 and then one more single into the middle stitch. Form a smaller, tighter little loop. 1, 2, 3, and then single into the next. 1, 2, 3. We're almost done this. Single into the next. 1, 2, 3. Single into the next. 1, 2, 3. We sing 3 times. See how we started this. We skip. No. We do a single into the very last triple. And that is the pattern. Again, it's not blocked yet. I think I recreated it. It will look a lot better once it's blocked and the stitches opened up and fluffed up. I'm going to put it this way because the way it is pictured in the book is like that. And Well, we can't see. Here, we'll do this. I don't know how well you can see the stitch work, but I don't have anything black to put under besides my paper. But I think, yeah, let's do it this way. It's close. Again, blocking it will probably make the stitches look a lot better. That was a fairly easy one. It wasn't too difficult. Lots of triples. Lots and lots and lots of triples. Surprisingly, the part that gave me the most challenge was the scalloped edge, and that was singles and chains. So I'm liking it. I'm just glancing. Again, I'm not looking ahead, but just glancing at any of these. I like most of them that are in here. I even like some of the knit ones, which I don't know how to really knit. I'm going to show one that's knitted that we are not going to do on stream because, again, I can't do it. These two are knitted. I like this one. This looks a lot like leaves. But that is our mystery pattern for the week. Yeah, they're very pretty. Again, a lot of these, and we're probably going to do all of these. Like some of these here in the beginning, there's probably only like a few, like one or two rows. We'll still do them. And like all of these, like this pineapple one, I can't wait until we do the pineapple one. Again, I just briefly looked at them. But like I said, if we do the random thing and it picks one of these little ones, we'll do it. And then if there's going to be more time, we'll give the wheel another spin and we'll pick something else. But I'm just going to show real quick, just briefly, what some of these look like. These fans. That one's kind of interesting. There's probably a lot of chains there to form this big loop. Gonna thumb through real quick. These roses are really nice. It almost reminds me of Irish crochet. A lot of Irish crochet has a rose or a flower type motif. And that's the one we just did. And these have got these flower. That looks real complicated. So when we get to that one, I might have some headaches. We did this one. This was, I think, the first one we did. Then we got some fillet here. Just going to thumb through it. We did this one the other week. And that's about it. Okay. So I think we're going to end the stream. Since that was enough headache. We're going to go find somebody to raid. Let me take a look-see here of what's going on. I know who we're raiding. We're going to keep up the theme of crochet thread. And we're going to go raid the Traveling Tatter. I was in her stream before I went live tonight, and I was watching her work on a tatted bat. She made one yesterday in a blue color. She's working on one in black. Yes, a bat, like Halloween, like vampire. It's a really cute little pattern. So, thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. I will be on. Oh, and there's an ad. We're going to snooze the ad. We don't need to do the ad. Wait, why won't it snooze? Why won't it snooze? Wait. Oh no. I don't want to go to add. Okay, it's not working. So again, real quick, I'll be on Saturday night at 6 p.m. Eastern. Check out the Discord, check out the YouTube, all that good stuff. I wish I could stop that ad, but I can't. So join the raid. If not, if you get left behind, here's the, whoops. There's the raid. And if you get left behind, there's the link. So go show her some love. I will be back again on Saturday. So everybody have a good night and happy crafting.